Well, we're going to talk about the America's Cup now, the second race of the series. By the way, the protest was dismissed, so on videotape from overseas, here's their satellite report on race 2 for the America's Cup.
Outside the hearing, the Australian skipper, John Bertrand, had been confident his protest against the Americans would be upheld.
I think that the hearing that the international jury has given us is very fair. I think they're trying to do an honest job, and we would hope that the right decision is evolved.
But Liberty's helmsman, Dennis Conner, thought things would go his way.
You got a good case?
I'd like to think so.
The basis of the Australian protest was that as Liberty tacked into the lead on the fourth leg of the second race, she illegally forced Australia 2 to change course. Rule 41 of the International Yacht Racing Regulations states a yacht shall not tack in such a way that a following boat is forced to change course before the first yacht's tack is completed. The international jury are taking evidence from both skippers and, more importantly, viewing videotape of the incident, in particular one aerial shot which shows the moment in question quite clearly. The shot shows the white hull of Australia 2 and the dark-hulled Liberty approaching each other on opposite tacks. As Liberty closes on Australia 2, the Americans tack right in front of the Australian bow. At this point, the Australians claim the infringement occurred, saying they were forced to tack away to avoid a collision. The Americans maintained that Australia 2 only had to hold her course to avoid a crash. For several hours, the journalists and TV crews waited without any indication of the way the hearing was going. The first sign that the Americans might have won occurred when the cameras caught a glimpse of a smiling Dennis Conner. Finally, the jury chairman, Judge Livius Sherwood of Canada, emerged into the throng with the announcement.
Come further up, please.
I'm going to do this my way. I'm the chairman of the jury. A decision has just been reached disallowing the protest by Australia 2.
The decision, signed by all 5 members of the jury, agreed with the Americans that Australia 2 was in no danger of colliding with Liberty. It all came down to a disagreement about the distance between the 2 boats. And the news left the Australian syndicate chairman, Mr. Alan Bond, disappointed and confused.
You've got to be right there to see a difference between 18 inches or 2 feet, and as the evidence submitted by them was 15 feet, we are going to look, I didn't say that, don't put words in my mouth. I said we are going to study the result of the protest and see what appropriate action should be taken. When we worked out what that appropriate action is, we'll let you know.
But there is no further avenue open to the Australians.
Hey guys, have a nice day.
The protest of failure, Bertrand and Bond head off to watch a videotape of the film Far Lap, specially flown in for the occasion, and to get ready for the third race.
Well, there it was. The protest has been dismissed, and the situation now stands that Liberty leads the series against Australia 2 by 2 races to 0. And, of course, the first boat to get to 4 races wins the series. For Australia to do it, to get the America's Cup, they have to win 4 of the next 5 races, which is a very tall order. It's a lay day at the moment, of course, and the next race will be tonight Australian time. We had no race last night, and we'll know something about that tomorrow morning. Well, now to take us up to rugby time.